need some tips that to improve our even from proposal, from what we call type of writing in international. Maybe today we have conduct a research in school, Mr. Sham, but actually in Indonesia, the context is about in Tanjung Pinang, about Riau Islands, and actually in Indonesia, the context is about Indonesia. And today we need some tips if you want to conduct a research abroad about something new, about something maybe in another country, in Singapore or Malaysia or another country. That we need some tip from you. Maybe you can share with us as a new research in Indonesia. And
I found some things about Indonesia. Actually, y'all are doing quite a lot of work. So I'm going to share about that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, talking further, maybe Mr. Sham, you can start to present.
Share my PowerPoint slide. Okay, I hope y'all can see the PowerPoint slide. I'm going to talk about
You can see
innovative technology.
Innovative technology.
Okay. So basically, my introduction is basically we all go through school, then we want to do our degree, right? So the bachelor's degree.
Mr. Sham, your voice is
not so good.
Okay.
Okay, what to do? All right. How can you hear better now?
Okay, better.
Okay. After basically our aim in school is to study and then get a degree, right?
Right.
So after secondary school, we go to university and get a degree, and then we think we can go to work. But in this time, the degree is just the beginning. So all of you must think of learning as lifelong learning.
No.
Okay, you might want to change to Indonesia for them, because this one very a lot deeper the thing. The point. So that's my first point. You want to change for them in Indonesia so they understand?
Iya. Jadi abang-abang semua di sini pembukaan dari Mr. Sham disampaikan kalau ada beberapa key untuk sukses gitu ya. Dan umumnya orang Indonesia itu menganggap kalau sudah sarjana itu udah sukses gitu. Jadi pandangan orang-orang Indonesia pada umumnya, atau mungkin orang-orang Indonesia pada old fashion, orang-orang yang masih zaman dulu mengatakan, oh udah sarjana itu sudah sukses. Tapi di zaman sekarang itu sudah tidak berlaku. Sekarang sudah istilahnya lifelong learning gitu. Jadi belajar sepanjang usia. Jadi selama kita masih hidup, selama masih diberi kesempatan hidup, ya kita masih punya kesempatan untuk belajar. Jadi nggak ada kata terlambat untuk belajar. Learn to learn. Jadi pembelajaran itu bisa didapat di mana saja, tidak harus hanya formal di kelas, di sekolah, tetapi juga dari lingkungan. Okay, Mr. Sham, you can continue.
Okay, thank you. The next point is the basics of what we learn. So I'm going to talk about physics. Physics allows us to observe and rationalize the world. That means we want to see, then we can explain, but also integrate observation. I think there's some spelling mistake. Rationalize is, I was doing this slide quite fast.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, there's some spelling mistake. But also to integrate observation. That means you observe, then you think, then you piece it together, make it together into models, and sometimes models into theories or laws that can be used to make predictions. So the basic of physics is you observe, you explain, then you integrate the observation, make into model, and then make prediction.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the second point. We want to explain in Indonesia first, then I go to the third point.
Oke. Untuk poin yang kedua yang disampaikan oleh Mr. Syam, abang-abang dan kakak-kakak yang join di Zoom, bahwasanya karena beliau basicnya adalah guru di bidang sains, gitu. Jadi di sini singgung dari fisikanya, gitu ya. Dari segi fisika itu kita bisa membuat sesuatu yang ada di dunia ini menjadi rasional, gitu ya, atau bisa diterima oleh logika. Mungkin selama ini kita berpikir, oh kenapa kalau setrika dicolokin ke listrik bisa panas, kemudian kenapa kipas angin dicolokin ini bisa mutar. Nah, itu semua bisa dijelaskan dengan ilmu fisika, gitu. Ya, dari kemudian ada sesuatu yang diobserv, ada yang diobservasi, kemudian ternyata ada teori-teori dari para ilmuwan terdahulu, kemudian akhirnya menyimpulkan sebuah hukum-hukum. Ada yang kita kenal mungkin sekarang hukum tentang gravitasi kah, hukum gaya kah, hukum dan sejenisnya seperti itu. Sehingga sesuatu kedepannya ketika hukum-hukum itu sudah ditemukan, kita bisa menebak atau bisa membuat sebuah prediksi. Ketika kita contohnya memberikan daya sekian, maka akibatnya yang ditimbulkan seperti apa. Itu kita bisa ukur dengan observasi yang sudah dilakukan oleh ilmuwan-ilmuwan terdahulu yang diterapkan pada saat ini. Jadi yang tadinya tidak logik, yang tidak logika, itu bisa menjadi rasional ketika dipelajari dari ilmu fisikanya. Oke, Mr. Syam.
Okay. The next subject is mathematics. All right. So that uses formula, and this is also the basic for physics and the economics. Actually, economic also the money, right? And to make rigorous computation that turn into prediction. Okay, because you use maths to do the problem and predict for physics. So maths and physics are actually the foundational pillars of education. That means these two subjects are very, very important subject in university. Okay, yeah. So I'm telling the last 2 points. Pak Toto, you want to translate?
Ya. Jadi dari Mr. Syam yang berikutnya dijelaskan kalau matematika dan fisika itu adalah basic pengetahuan yang penting itu untuk dikuasai di dalam suatu ilmu pengetahuan gitu, dari suatu bidang pengetahuan. Karena dari situ nanti kita bisa akan merumuskan, formulate untuk merumuskan sebuah hukum-hukum yang berikutnya terkait juga dengan ekonomi. Di ekonomi kita juga memperhitungkan tentang hitung-hitungan dan segala macamnya, itu basicnya adalah dari matematika. Dan hitung-hitungan yang lainnya, prediksi-prediksi berikutnya itu juga berkaitan dari kedua ilmu ini, matematika dan fisika. Okay, thank you, Mr. Shah.
Thank you. Okay, next slide. But there is a new thing happening, because of computer. We now have computational methods and data science. So this is a new subject. So because we got computer, a lot of information coming in, and we can analyze this data using computer. I mean, a lot of information coming, and so this is the new user. So you collect the data, and you use this data to formulate the questions and how you solve new problems. Okay, so we can use real life data to solve the problems that are happening now. So this is computational thinking. Okay, so this is a third point. So the last point is, so a new discipline, computer science, programming, statistics, and machine learning. So apart from physics and maths, we must focus on computer science. Programming is how to code all the things. Statistics is the graph, drawing graphs and all that. And machine learning, how to create the machines. Now you got a lot of Autobots, electric cars, right? How to make all this. So this is very important now.
Oke. Ya, untuk 2 poin terakhir yang disampaikan oleh Mr. Syam tadi, teman-teman, kalau selain dari basicnya adalah dari matematika dan fisika tadi. Meskipun kalau di zaman sekarang kita sudah menemukan komputer gitu ya sebagai media alat yang digunakan untuk menghitung. Jadi kalau mungkin ada yang mengatakan, Pak, ngapain kita harus ngitung manual, kan udah ada komputer gitu ya. Memang betul, makanya dikatakan di sini kebutuhan atau fungsi komputer itu akhirnya meningkat gitu ya. Nah, makanya tetapi komputer itu hanya sebagai alat, harapannya kita juga memiliki basic tentang matematika dan fisika tadi yang kuat supaya terkait apa nanti jika ada kesalahan, ada error dari komputer ini, kita bisa mengantisipasi. Nah, untuk itu makanya dari penguasaan bidang ilmu yang tadi perlu juga ditambahkan tentang disiplin tentang ilmu komputernya, tentang programming mungkin, tentang statistiknya, kemudian mesin untuk belajar gitu ya. Macam-macam media yang digunakan mungkin bisa secara online, secara ini segala macam. Abang-abang yang sudah belajar tentang program, tentang membuat programming dan sebagainya, itu suatu nilai plus sebenarnya untuk abang-abang yang sudah mengenal hal itu, yang sangat dibutuhkan untuk di era-era sekarang. Oke.
Okay, I will emphasize why lifelong learning is important. Lifelong learning means we must keep learning. So why is important? Because I'm going to talk next about Indonesian companies. Okay, so these are 7 most valuable unicorn companies. When I say unicorn companies, that means they are very new type of business which didn't exist before. So they are very new type of business. And a lot of them use computational thinking, computational technology. And these are the big companies in Indonesia. So I'm using your Indonesian companies. And why lifelong learning? Because I was talking to some of these 1 or 2 company owners. They came over to talk to us teachers in Singapore about the skills that they need in their company. They themselves say that those who start the company, they have certain skills. But 3 years, once a company has grown like 3 years, a different set of skill is needed. So they must keep learning and relearning and relearning. So the founder, if they don't relearn and they cannot keep up with the new technology and the new trends, they'll be kicked out. They will not be in the company. And so you must keep learning. That's why my emphasis is lifelong learning. So Pak Toto, you want to explain this? This is not in the slide. So this one is from my sharing with Indonesian companies.
Oke. Jadi tadi pembukaannya teman-teman terkait kenapa poin yang pertama tadi kan yang disinggung adalah long life learning gitu ya. Jadi belajar sepanjang usia. Nah, kenapa kita harus menguatkan hal itu? Karena tadi dikatakan oleh Mr. Syam ada beberapa perusahaan Indonesia yang sudah berbicara dengan beliau. Kalau waktu itu ditanya, skill apa sih yang dibutuhkan di perusahaan-perusahaan itu? Dan ownernya ini mengatakan, oh butuh sekian skill. Yang dicari itu orang yang memiliki beberapa skill. Tetapi ditarget dalam setiap tahunnya mereka harus memiliki 3 skill baru dalam setiap tahunnya. Nah, untuk meningkatkan skill itu gimana? Berarti kan kita harus belajar. Kalau sempat target itu tidak tercapai, skillnya tidak bertambah, tetap aja dari dia masuk sampai tahun berikutnya skillnya tidak bertambah, maka dia tidak akan bisa bertahan di perusahaan itu. Gitu. Maka akan digantikan oleh orang-orang yang memiliki skill-skill terbaru. Makanya dikatakan learning and learning, gitu ya. Belajar, belajar, dan belajar. Okay, Mr. Syam.
Okay, thank you. All right, so one of the company is JT Express. So they are involved in mail, sending the freight mail and fast mail service by international shipping, okay, by ship. And you look at the valuation of the company is $20 billion. $20 billion. This is April 2021. Okay, it started in Jakarta in 2015, and the founders are these people, Jet Li and Tony Chen. If you look at the number of employees, it has 10,000 employees. And the fund it received is $4,653 million. Okay, and look at the number of investors. Six investors paid $4,653 million, and it has now grown to 20 billion. Okay, so this is basically 4 billion. It has grown to 20 billion. Okay, so that's how these unicorn companies work. They take the fund from outside, they start the business, they grow, and then the investors get back more than the 4 million they paid to them. So they will get probably double of that, 10 billion. Okay, so that's how it works. So this is one company. And just looking at this is just postal service, right? And they do very fast. So it's a very niche area. They only focus on this area, mail, must send very fast. That's it. Okay, Pak Toto?
Maybe you can continue to the next point. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm telling you all the different companies. Next one is Traveloka. Also started in Indonesia, right? The value is, this one is a travel agency, online booking. So you see what happens by this is a lot of people are selling in the shop, selling airline tickets, no more work. Because you can go to your phone, log into Traveloka and book your tickets, right? Even bus ticket. Okay, bus ticket, plane ticket, ship ticket, everything. And include hotel also. Started in Jakarta 2012. So big data in-flight entertainment. It employs about 1,000 to 5,000 people. It started with $1 billion. Right now it's $3 billion. 9 investors. Okay, the other company is OVO. OVO is a payment service. Okay, also 3 billion. You see the number of employees. This one only got 10 to 50 employees.
Yeah.
But it's all of Indonesia using it. Okay, and their starting expense is small also, 116 million. But now they are almost 3 billion. Okay, so you see how fast the company grows. Nowadays with technology, you need less people to work, but a lot of people use the technology. This one, Akulaku. Banking. This one for special. Premier banking means for rich people with a lot of money. Again, valuation 2 billion. And it started in 2014. It employs about 1,000 to 5,000 people. They received 455 million in funding. Now it is 2 billion. Another company is Ajaib. Okay, this one is like investment. You buy shares, trading equities. Okay, you might not be familiar with this, but this is people with money you can invest to grow your money. Okay, the valuation is 1 billion, also started in Jakarta in 2018. You see the number of people employed, 100 to 250 only, very small number. Okay, and they started with 245 million, now it's 1 billion. So increased 4 times the value. The number of investors, 13. Another one.
Wow.
Kopi Kenangan.
Oh.
Right? It's a coffee chain selling coffee. is grab and go. That means you don't even sit there. Just take the coffee, order online, take the coffee and go. Right? This is in another city, Kebayoran Baru. Started in 2017. It only employs 50 to 100 people. And it started with 233 million. Now it's 1 billion. Okay, same Zendit. This is financial technology, fintech. Again, this payment, you see, not only in Indonesia, it is Southeast Asia. That means the whole Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, Thailand, Vietnam, everywhere they use this, Zendit. Okay, it started in 2014, so it provides banking, only employs 500 to 1,000 people. Right, started with 215 million, now it's 1 billion. So you see the power of technology, it really adds value, but you need to think which sector. Yeah, this one is for teachers. For me, I use this one called Nearpod. Okay, it's a technology, and you can no need to pay. All right, if you want to pay, you got more features, but I got a free one. What it does is I can put my PowerPoint slides inside, and then I share with the students. Students can look at it at their own time. I can put video inside, the YouTube video and all I can put inside for learning, and the students can also look at it. And the YouTube video, I can add questions inside the YouTube video. Right? So students can go and answer. And you can make this into a game. Like every day, the teachers give you work to do, right? So the work can be a game. Collect points, and then who can get the most points. So make learning more fun. Okay, so you look right below, there are different types of quiz. So the first one, right at the bottom, time to climb is a game. You got open feedback question, that means long answer question, matching pair, that means they give you two pictures, you must match it. Quiz, you can even draw. Collaborate is like Padlet. You can do polling, fill in the blanks, can do memory tests. So got so many things inside, Nearpod. Excuse me. So there are many technologies like that for teachers and for students. I think that's about it. Yeah, that's it. So I stop share. So these are the advantages. I just introduced some advantage of technology for both students and teachers. I think y'all might think it's very difficult to do, but it's not. So what you need to do is identify one area that y'all need. Like Gojek. Gojek is also from Indonesia.
Yes.
Right? Gojek is also found in Singapore. So that one is to take taxi. All right? Taxi, tuk-tuk, everything, Gojek. So you just put in your phone, want to go from here to there, the taxi will come to your house, bring you, then payment also done by your phone. No need to pay them. And it's safe. It's in your phone. You know who is the driver, right? Yeah. Anything happen, you can tell the police, this one my driver. So very safe. So technology makes things very safe, right? You know who was your driver, who took you, where to go, how much. They cannot cheat you. Last time they can argue, right? They will say starting fare, okay, 30,000 rupiah. By then, when you go there, say, hey, no, cannot lah, 80,000 rupiah. Okay, cannot do anything. But now it's all fixed. You start only, they tell you what's the fare, right? And then some of the money goes back to the company, Gojek. That most of the money the driver keep. Like that, a lot of people can get more money because it is transparent, it is fair, right? Not like some people earning more money than the rest. And you can plan your trip. For taxis now, because they can book the taxi in advance, right?
Yeah.
So you ask people to book in advance so you can plan your trips for the day. So you got 8 a.m. all the way to maybe 6 p.m. and you plan all your trips. After dropping, go and collect the next one, pick, go and send the next one, then pick the next one. So you can plan for the whole day like the day before. Okay? So that is the technology that allows us to improve. That means we can plan for the whole day. And let's say next day you only want to work half day. Then you block out the other half day, you only accept the first half. So this allows so many things, technology, right?
Okay.
And the rest of the time I open for question and answer. We can discuss, I think, your school project also can.
Okay. Before that, I will explain about some companies that you explained before, Mr. Syam. Jadi abang-abang tadi Mr. Syamnya sudah menyampaikan beberapa perusahaan yang pernah berdiskusi lah dengan beliau gitu ya. Dan perusahaan-perusahaannya bukan perusahaan lokal tapi ternyata perusahaan-perusahaan besar. Tadi disebut beberapa saja kalau diingat, ada salah satunya apa? Boleh disebutkan tadi yang menyaksikan perusahaan yang disebutkan tadi apa aja? Any companies?
Kopi apa?
Ya, kopi.
GNT lah.
OVO,
GNT.
Pak.
Oke, OVO. Next.
Ajaib.
Ajaib. The other one, kalau mau beli tiket, you want to book a ticket, apa aplikasinya?
Aku laku, Pak.
Hah? Pesan tiket di Aku Laku?
Bukan.
Ya, tadi ada Aku Laku.
Traveloka.
Oke, Traveloka and so on gitu ya. Dan tadi disebutkan juga yang terakhir terupdate itu Gojek gitu ya. Ternyata Gojek juga ada di Singapura. You found Gojek in Singapore, Mr. Syam?
Yeah, we have Gojek in Singapore.
Wow. Okay. Ya, jadi
ada kopi idaman atau kopi apa itu tadi?
Kopi kenangan banget.
Oh ya, kopi kenangan ya.
Kopi kenangan gitu ya. Jadi tadi ada perusahaan-perusahaan besar yang sudah disebutkan oleh Mr. Syam. Nah, kaitannya apa dengan riset gitu ya. Jadi kenapa orang-orang ini bisa mengembangkan perusahaan yang tadinya mungkin orang nggak terpikir kayak Gojek gitu ya. Ngapain sih ojek perasaan di pangkalan udah banyak, tapi ternyata ada yang terpikir di zaman-zaman macet sekarang ternyata itu bisa menjadi solusi bagi orang-orang yang mager gitu ya. Ada di sini kelompok mager? Yeah, Mr. Syam, we have a term in Indonesia like mager. Mager is or short term from malas gerak gitu. It's been laziness, we just laying on the bed and take a cell phone, and we order some food, and food is coming.
Singapore also the same.
Singapore is the
same. Right. No need to go anywhere. Just take out the phone, can do everything.
Yeah.
Taxi will come, food will come.
Just lying on the bed.
Yeah, just lie on the bed. No need to do anything. You can transfer money to other people. Yeah, no need to go to bank also.
Iya. Nah, dari tadi beberapa perusahaan yang sudah dijelaskan oleh Mr. Syam, jadi mereka tidak asal-asalan buat, gitu. Tapi mereka mengadakan riset dulu. Masalahnya apa? Gitu. Jadi mereka jeli melihat momen-momen atau isu-isu menarik yang ada di sekitar. Kira-kira ada masalah apa sih gitu. Nah, kemarin ingat yang dikatakan oleh Pak Hengki, kalau penelitian yang terbaik itu adalah bisa memberikan solusi untuk orang banyak. Jadi kalau nggak bisa memberikan solusi ya belum bisa dikatakan penelitiannya bermanfaat untuk orang banyak gitu ya. Mungkin menambah pengetahuan untuk penelitinya, tapi tidak memberikan manfaat untuk orang lain. Khairukum anfa'uhum, khairun nasi anfa'uhum. Ada yang bisa lanjutkan? Apa Bang Jibran? Khairun nasi anfa'uhum.
Gak tahu.
Lin. linnas.
Linnas.
Oke, ya sebaik-baik manusia itu yang bisa memberikan manfaat untuk manusia lainnya. Oke, itu basic riset sebenarnya. Jadi kenapa kita meneliti, we doing a research, we conduct a study. Kenapa kita melakukan itu semua? We want to find some solution. We give a better way to people in to solve the problem, to overcome any difficulties in social interaction. Dalam interaksi sosialnya biasanya kita kalau mau beli tiket biasanya harus ke loket dulu, harus ke bandara dulu. Sekarang tinggal di rumah aja kita udah bisa ini. Nah itu kenapa bisa ditemukan Traveloka? Orangnya riset dulu, gitu ya. Oke, jadi poin pentingnya itu dulu. Dan tadi Mr. Syam sudah menyampaikan untuk sesi berikutnya dibuka untuk sesi tanya jawab. Mungkin ada yang mau menyampaikan pertanyaan. Boleh berbahasa Indonesia, boleh berbahasa Inggris, boleh disampaikan secara langsung atau boleh dikirimkan by WA, direct to me, message to me by WA, dan I'll tell to Mr. Syam about your questions. But before it, Mr. Syam, I have my first question in this discussion at the Zoom. In social life, if we want to conduct research, one thing I think not the most, but something like something horror for me, for any researcher in Indonesia, is we hard to find some interesting idea, some interesting issue that maybe update to the context, and we want to take some interesting topic. What we are going to research, maybe some in social or science or language. We feel very hard to find the interesting topic. Maybe you can give us some tips how to get to find or to search some topic. If you want to we need some inspiration, need some suggestion, or maybe some information from any other friends, any other researcher maybe.
I find it difficult also because not easy. One way is we can ask our students what problems they are having. Problems, right? Then we find a solution. Like for me, what I did for my science project is again find something they can identify with. So for example, one of my topic is on electricity. So what I did is my class have lights, bulbs, right? Light bulb. So we are using the fluorescent light bulb, and fluorescent light bulb lasts about 2 to 3 years. That must change, right? And the new light bulbs are the LED light bulbs. That one can last for a very long time. No need to change, but starting price more expensive.
Yeah.
Okay, so I asked them to research what is I give them the price. Then I ask them how many lights they must put using LED, and how much saving they will have if I use LED. Because number one, I don't have to replace every 2 years. Number two, it uses less current compared to fluorescent bulb. So using these two, they calculate how much saving they will have over 2 years for just one class. So I come up with the problem like that. So another class is doing, because we got water pollution, air pollution in the topic. So we have a pond in the school, water, we fish. So we analyze the water, and the water has algae growing on it, the green thing.
Yeah.
Algae inside, right? So we tell our student, okay, how to make clean water from this water.
Yeah.
Right? So they pass through filter paper.
Mhm.
Right? That's one method. Another method is you put the stone, then the last layer put sand,
Mhm.
then pass the water. If water goes through, then come out, it's quite clean. Okay, they don't have to drink, but they just test the pH. If the pH is 7, that is good.
The pH 7 is good.
Neutral. Yeah. So
Uh,
these are the kind of projects we do here. We also ask them to do things like the automated cars, the robotic cars. That means just the engine, and we program it to follow the black line. Then we give them a test. So we make the line go zigzag, and there is an endpoint. So your car you must program so it can follow the black line, and the endpoint must stop, cannot carry on somehow.
yeah.
So that's another project. So they will take this car, they will program so it can follow the black line to about 100 meters, and the line is curved, and it go up and down also. There's a slope. So it must go up the slope, come down, then it stop at the certain place. Some cars cannot stop at a certain place, it will go out. Then if it cannot follow the black line, also cannot. So they learn programming, coding.
Coding.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Okay.
these are the kind of things we do.
Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Sham. In your class, in each class, there are how many students?
40,
40, about 40.
35 to 40 students.
Okay. It means all of students, if you give same problems and they
Yeah, we try to
have
give
to,
the same problem for the whole class.
okay,
And we give them about
some
1
group
month to do it.
in a group.
Yeah, in a group, about
Right.
4 people in a group.
Okay.
And we give them 1 month to do, then they must present it. And we also
Okay.
give them some guidelines what to say.
Okay.
Yeah. So they will present. So different members might have different things to do. So one person will do the experiment, one person will do the writing, one
Okay.
person will do some research,
Okay.
the thing, and one person may be the presenter. So everybody do all these things, different things. And if the person didn't do anything, the group member can come and tell us. Then we'll make them do something else.
Okay. Baik, abang-abang dan kakak-kakak, tadi yang Bapak tanyakan adalah terkait gimana sih kita bisa menemukan hal-hal ya terdekat gitu ya yang bisa dijadikan sebagai topik riset gitu, yang nantinya bisa menjadi solusi untuk orang-orang atau permasalahan-permasalahan yang kita temukan di sekitar kita. Dan umumnya itu memang sulit bagi setiap peneliti di Indonesia, dan ternyata tadi Mr. Syah mengatakan beliau juga kesulitan gitu ya untuk mencari-cari hal seperti itu. Tapi karena basic beliau adalah di sains gitu dan beliau ada guru sains, jadi beliau bisa memberikan justru beliau yang memberikan masalah gitu untuk memancing berpikir kritis dari setiap siswanya. Jadi diberikan permasalahan seperti kayak tadi dulu ada bola lampu yang modelnya kembang di dalamnya itu kan. Sekarang sudah ada lampu LED gitu. Disuruh komparasikan kira-kira lebih hemat mana penggunaan dari lampu LED dan lampu yang dalamnya kembang itu. Kemudian disuruh komparasikan lagi mana yang lebih tahan gitu. Daya tahannya lebih tahan yang lampu LED atau lampu yang kembang itu. Dan permasalahan lainnya tadi juga dijelaskan seperti kayak diberikan air, ada yang satu air keruh gitu. Nah, gimana caranya supaya air itu bisa bersih. Jadi dipancing untuk diberikan permasalahan-permasalahan untuk memancing pemikiran kritis. Itu membuktikan kalau berpikir kritis itu tidak bisa instan, teman-teman. Kita harus terbiasa, kita harus dilatih untuk menemukan hal-hal hal-hal kecil itu supaya bisa dijadikan sebuah objek penelitian. Okay, from the chat, Mr. Rasham, there is
Oh yeah, I see
there are
some questions.
questions. First one from Nayaka. She is 14 years old and she is 8th grader, maybe in yeah, 8th grader. She asked about, okay, maybe you can give some tips to us how to become a success entrepreneurs entrepreneur in young generations.
That's a good question. Yeah. Actually, my students, I also think entrepreneurship is important. So in Singapore, we have this company which do entrepreneurship training for students. Okay, so we ask them, it's free. They don't charge us. So, but we must do a 1-year program. So what they do is they come in and they give us the lesson plan. So basically the teachers are teaching and they tell us what to do. So basically what we do is we can just come up with our own ideas, or first few lessons, we actually walk near the school. We walk around the school, look at some problems that they can see around us. Okay, for example, when we walk around us, maybe we see that there are people who are very old in the wheelchair, then the pavement don't have the slope going down for the wheelchair to go down. So these people on wheelchair, they must actually stand up, bring the wheelchair down, then sit down again. So they got pavement, road. So this is a problem. So the students can work out, okay, how to solve their problem.
Okay.
Is there a simple way, simple thing that we can design so that this one can stick into their wheelchair? Wherever they go, they take out this, put on the pavement, can go down. So simple things are, so we start by a walk around the school, let them generate ideas. So they come up with 4 or 5 ideas. Then they will narrow down to one idea. And from one idea, they must plan. They must think about who you want to market to, who is your buyer, who buy this thing, how much is your thing, how much is your product, will people buy, then what is your profit? If you want to make profit, where must you get your parts from? For example, I import from somewhere, I think Indonesia is quite cheap, China is cheap, right? But don't buy from Singapore. Singapore is very expensive. Right? So even in Singapore, we buy from China, Indonesia.
Okay.
Malaysia also very expensive, so cannot. So you buy the product from somewhere, or you ask them to make, then you send over. It's still cheaper. Then you come up with all these things. Think of where you want to get the product, how much you must price it, so that you get a little bit profit. Or you want to price it so that you make a big profit, you sell a little bit. For example, you start a food business. Let's say in school, you want to start a food business because some people after school, let's say school finish about 3 o'clock. If they go home, nobody at home. So let's say they want to stay back in school. I create a small cafe. Then I give you drink and maybe some kacang-kacang to eat. Charge you $4. 4 Singapore dollar. You can stay there. Then the place is air conditioned.
Air conditioned.
You can study, right? So you come up with ideas like that, and then see whether it works out. So I think it is good to start teaching entrepreneurship when they're young, because it's a lifelong skill that they can use anytime. So there are many problems we see around us. So we look at the problem and see how to solve it and how many people will want to use this. So if it is a big problem that a lot of people having the same problem, then they will want to buy your product because that solves their problem.
Oke.
Right? Yeah, like Gojek, taxi. I don't want to go and wait for the taxi to come, then flag down. Don't want. I use my phone. I want to go this time. Okay, tomorrow I want to go at 3 o'clock. So I can use my phone to book the taxi for tomorrow. Right? So exactly at 3 o'clock, the taxi will come. I don't have to do anything else. So something like that. So they need to know how to make the profit, and they need to be able to make a profit and then leaving themselves. So let's say they want, I want to make 50,000 rupiah a day in profit. Okay, then they target something like that. So how many must I sell to make 50,000 rupiah in one day? So you plan like that. Then how many you must sell in 1 month? And how many days I can take off? Can I employ somebody to sell for me? Right? Then I pay the person 20,000 rupiah. Then I get 30,000. So you must come up with all these.
Ya, itu tadi Kak Nayaka jawaban dari Mr. Syam, Masya Allah, panjang lebar beliau menjelaskan gitu ya. Jadi jawabannya adalah Bapak simpulkan dari yang tadi yang disampaikan di akhir, kalau sebenarnya waktu yang tepat untuk belajar tentang entrepreneur, tentang jadi pengusaha itu memang di usia muda. Karena masa untuk mengimprove skill-nya itu masih panjang gitu ya. Karena seperti yang tadi yang dikatakan, sebuah perusahaan itu bisa bertahan ketika skill-nya, atau kalau yang versinya Bu Lili dikatakan aplikasi yang dimiliki itu semakin banyak gitu. Aplikasi yang terinstall itu semakin banyak, maka semakin bisa bertahan. Tapi kalau segitu-gitu aja ya orang udah bosen gitu. Bakal mencari sesuatu yang baru lagi. Tapi kalau setiap mungkin sebulan sekali update ada hal-hal yang baru, orang akan bertahan gitu. Nah, tadi ada beberapa tips yang disampaikan oleh Mr. Syam, Kak Nayaka. Yang pertama, jalan-jalan aja Kak di sekitar kita gitu. Biasanya Kak Nayaka suka main kemana, entah di Taman Batu 10 Kak, entah di mana gitu ya, jalan-jalan aja gitu. Nah, jalannya itu bukan ngabisin duit Kak, tapi jalan-jalannya dilihat kira-kira peluang apa sih di situ. Jadi kalau dikaitkan dengan wahyu yang pertama diturunkan kepada Rasulullah, Iqra gitu ya. Jadi makna Iqra itu membaca, bukan hanya membaca buku, bukan hanya membaca ini, tapi juga baca alam sekitar kita itu. Kalau bahasanya kampungnya Bang Gibran, alam takambang menjadi guru. Jadi alam sekitar kita itu dikembangkan Allah, itu jadi guru kita. Makanya kita pelajari, kita lihat di lingkungan kita ini ada apa aja, permasalahannya apa aja. Nah, kalau udah ketemu masalah, baru kita pikirkan, oh kira-kira solusinya apa. Nah, solusi itulah peluang bisnisnya Kak Nayak. Nanti kalau udah ketemu solusinya, oh bakal mau buat apa, baru dipertimbangkan. Kira-kira yang mau dijual apa, mau ambil barangnya dari mana. Tadi kalau tipsnya dari Mr. Syam, don't buy from Singapore, don't buy from Malaysia, it's so expensive gitu ya. Kata Mr. Syamnya, di Singapura barang-barang mahal. Di Malaysia katanya juga gitu. Jadi kalau mau ambil barang banyak, katanya Indonesia termasuk yang murah. Gitu. Jadi ambil produk lokal aja nggak apa-apa Kak. Gitu. Nah, terus diperhitungkan juga kira-kira harus diinikan profitnya mau didapat berapa, keuntungannya berapa, kemudian kira-kira kenapa, yang paling penting adalah pertanyaan ini Kak. Kenapa orang-orang harus beli produk kita? Kenapa orang-orang harus membeli sesuatu yang kita jual? Itu pertanyaan besar yang harus kita jawab terlebih dahulu. Nah, itu nanti akan berkaitan ketika kita sudah menemukan permasalahan yang tadi dimaksud. Jadi memang temukan dulu masalahnya, kalau sudah dapat masalahnya baru, nah itu alasannya solusinya. Orang-orang akan membeli ketika butuh sesuatu yang menjadi problem tadi itu. Itu juga kaitannya dengan Gojek, gitu ya. Nah, mungkin ini juga berkaitan dengan pertanyaannya Bang Gibran. Bagaimana mencari topik riset yang benar-benar dibutuhkan itu tadi, Bang. Ya temukan aja di sekitar kita, lihat ada masalah apa. Kalau kata kata Pak Hengki, bawa kertas, catat. Ada hal-hal yang ditemuin, dicatat. Nah, baru nanti dibahas di rumah atau di waktu-waktu luang dibahas gitu. Baru dikaji, oh kenapa ya bisa begini, kenapa begini gitu. Ini nggak hanya terkait teknologi, nggak harus terkait tentang sains, bisa juga tentang sosial juga bisa gitu ya. Oke, berarti we next to the next question, Mr. Syam.
Okay.
It come from Aira. Hello, Aira. She asked something about applications. Okay. The improvement application in Singapore is better in Indonesia. How we can make application in Indonesia as good as in Singapore? Maybe you have tips. Maybe it's regard about the human aspect or the technology.
Yeah, I think education-wise, Singapore has more to offer. I think way ahead, I think, because the government provides a lot of money for education.
Okay.
So our students are well taken care of. But I think Indonesia is not far behind. Indonesia, as you can see, the number of startup companies, because you have a very big population in Indonesia, right? Your own market is so big. So that's why you see, you identify a problem area and you come up with a solution, it becomes a big company, a multi-million-dollar company very fast. But Singapore, because we are very small, we only got 5 million people. So even you give everybody user, it won't become like a big company. So we need to spread our wing to others, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Indonesia. So only if our companies move to other countries, then we can become that kind of company. So Singapore, the limitation is the size. We only got 5 million people. So our companies, our startup cannot grow until so big unless we go overseas, right? So that's our limitation is the size. The money-wise, we have enough money, and the government spends a lot of money for education. So they give us a lot of grants, even students to buy computer. Now all secondary school students have a laptop, and they are subsidized. I think they give about $600 to $700 from government grant just to buy the laptop. So the student don't have to pay anything. The laptop is free. Because the laptop costs about $700, because we buy so many laptops. One school requires about 600 to 700 times many schools, right? So laptops are about $700. So everybody gets it for free. For all secondary school students in Singapore now have laptops. All secondary school, primary school don't have.
Wow.
So our education system is more using laptops. But our books still are there. We are slowly changing the books to e-textbook. So it will be in the laptop. So students next time don't have to bring textbook. They just bring their laptop. Everything is there. And then use the platform like Nearpod for students to learn. So our ministry have a central platform. So for learning, so we can put our videos, our resources, our lessons all inside, and students can go in, even access from the phone. If they don't have laptop, they can use the phone to do the homework from the MOE platform.
Okay.
So we are going ahead in all these things. I think Indonesia should also have these platforms for students to do work online.
Yeah, since COVID-19.
Yeah, especially since COVID-19.
We have to change. So hybrid. Maybe some from direct to school, maybe some learn by online in home.
Correct.
Ya, itu tadi Kak Aira ya kalau nggak salah bertanya. Dan ini jawabannya insya Allah berkaitan dengan pertanyaan perwakilan dari kelas 7 juga. Kalau sebenarnya nggak bisa dikatakan juga kalau aplikasi di Indonesia itu kurang maju, tidak sekeren aplikasi yang di Singapura gitu ya. Tapi ternyata Mr. Syah mengatakan ukurannya bukan di keluarnya, karena Singapura itu punya batasan size. Jadi ukuran di Singapura kan kecil. Jadi kalau untuk berkembang di Singapura saja kecil banget. Makanya mau nggak mau dia berkembangnya keluar negeri, gitu, overseas. Nah kalau Indonesia populasinya udah luar biasa, udah berapa kali lipatnya Singapura. Nah, makanya dengan kita berkembang di Indonesia saja itu udah luar biasa. Perusahaan itu sudah luar biasa, gitu. Jadi keterbatasan Singapura tadi, makanya orang mengenal kayaknya orang-orang mengenal Singapura karena itu tadi, karena ukurannya yang terbatas. Jadi mau nggak mau kalau perusahaan-perusahaan apa itu berkembangnya harusnya keluar. Gitu. Sedangkan kalau di Indonesia dengan keluar daerah saja itu udah dikatakan besar banget gitu. Dan buktinya tadi ada beberapa aplikasi kita juga yang dikenal keluar gitu ya, kayak Gojek dan sebagainya. Nah itu makanya berkaitan juga dengan pertanyaan yang berikutnya, nggak bisa, bukan berarti aplikasi kita diklaim lebih atau yang di negeri lain itu lebih canggih gitu ya. Tapi memang ada beberapa plus minusnya juga. Kurang lebih seperti itu. Okay, next. This is question from 7th grader, female students, Mr. Sham.
Okay.
She is Tata. You can call Tata. Hi Tata. Mr. Sham, greeting on you. Izin bertanya. She is asking about agar penelitian Indonesia dapat berkembang dan ya seperti apa? Okay, the question is regarding to the researcher, the human aspect. How maybe from your researcher, the researcher in Indonesia, how can improve our abilities, our capabilities, become as good as researcher in overseas, like that one.
I think
Maybe we need to collaborate with other countries' researcher, or maybe
no need.
there's other
You can do research there itself, but research there's certain rules, right? So you must collect. There's a certain procedure to do. So you must have a research problem, objective. So a research goal, a research question. And the research question must tell you what you want to do. Then from the research question, you will have a procedure. So what am I doing? What am I investigating? So what must I do? So your research question will define what the problem is, what you must do. And then the research can be like qualitative or quantitative. Qualitative means you just talk to people and get some data, right? Quantitative means like you get a number. So you can do let's say 40 people in the class do a test. Then you average the score. You can say, okay, my class scored 30 out of 40 marks, or my class scored 25 out of 40 marks, which is just pass. How can I improve further? So that is qualitative. But quantitative is talking. That means not by numbers. You ask a person the opinion. How was the test? Then the person say, I didn't do very well because I didn't study. Or another person say, I think I do very well because I study. That is quantitative. You just talk. No numbers. So you can either do quantitative or qualitative. But then both, you must come up with some standards so that there is a comparison. You can compare to what other people in other countries have done, something similar, so it can be compared. Right? So you just need to read up first. So if anybody have done the same research, you might want to do for your site, your community. Then you can follow the same procedure. But if you're doing something new, then you come up with the procedure, then you say, okay, this is something new. I'm doing this way, and these are my results. Right? But after doing the research, you must ask somebody else to, you write up the paper, then ask somebody else to do peer review. So in science, it goes like that. So you do peer review, and then you submit to a journal to publish. And then they publish, then it becomes a journal article. So that's the whole procedure for science research.
Oke. Itu tadi Kak Tata jawaban dari Mr. Syam, gitu ya. Jadi untuk mengembangkan capability dari peneliti ini kita harus pertama banyak baca dulu. Jadi kita baca dulu artikel-artikel yang orang yang sudah meneliti dari bisa itu yang jurnal internasional ataupun yang nasional gitu ya. Kita baca dulu. Jadi kita banyak baca dulu kira-kira orang ini meneliti tentang apa sih gitu. Nah, baru nanti kalau kita sudah baca, kira-kira apa sih yang jarang orang teliti gitu. Mungkin orang meneliti tentang cara belajar bahasa Inggris, sudah ada yang meneliti. Tetapi bagian penting dalam bahasa Inggris itu apa aja? Sudah ada yang meneliti belum gitu. Kira-kira udah ada yang baca meneliti tentang vocabularies, sudah ada yang meneliti tentang reading habit gitu ya. Coba cari apa yang belum. Nah, baru nanti Kak Tata teliti di bagian itunya, kembangkan di bagian situnya, gitu ya. Jadi kalau kita meneliti sesuatu yang sudah diteliti orang, hasilnya tidak begitu ini Kak. Karena di sini udah diteliti kok. Apalagi kalau konteksnya sama. Orang udah meneliti di Tanjung Pinang, kakak meneliti lagi di Tanjung Pinang, maka ya ngapain gitu. Kalaupun harus mencari ide yang sama, sama-sama tentang penelitian tentang topik yang sama, tapi kalau di tempat yang berbeda itu masih bisa diterima gitu ya. Tapi kalau udah topiknya sama, lokasinya sama, kemudian variabelnya juga sama, maka orang tidak begitu relate gitu, orang tidak begitu tertarik dengan penelitiannya. Jadi untuk peningkatan ininya harus banyak baca, kemudian hasil tulisan kita itu Kak, penelitian kita itu jangan kita saja yang baca, tapi orang lain harus mereview. Makanya butuh para reviewer yang handal gitu, yang sudah punya pengalaman di bidang penulisan karya ilmiah gitu. Jadi mungkin menurut kita tulisannya udah bagus, tapi kalau dibaca orang kok pusingnya gitu, susah memahami gitu. Makanya kita butuh dikomparasi, dibandingkan, studi bandingkan gitu ke peneliti-peneliti lain. Oke, Kak Tata mudah-mudahan sudah terjawab dari pertanyaannya. Oke, Mr. Syam, this is a question that relate to the first question about business. From 9th grader, Mr. Syam, how to start business in young age with small finance?
Yeah, it's not easy.
Not easy. Yeah.
Let's see how to start business. I think we can start something that doesn't need a lot of investment. Things like developing an app for the phone. That one y'all can do. So if you are creative, you can develop an app and then sell to the companies, and then they will give you money for making this app. In fact, I think the Google sites and all that, you can sell this app, and their companies will come and buy the app. So making an app doesn't involve too much money. In fact, I think it's free if you know the coding steps. So it's a matter of coding. So you must again identify the problem, then have the app to solve the problem. Okay, there are many types of app. For example, if you look at Gojek, it is just booking the taxi. You can book for now, you can book for tomorrow, right? And then you can book what type of taxi you want, small, big, right? Or you want a van because you got a lot of luggage, or lorry, right? So your app can address all these things. One app So you can key in so many things. Then the app will tell you what's the price based on the distance. And then part of the price goes, if you're very clever, you don't have to sell anybody. Part of the price includes a commission for the app developer. So every time people use the app, some money goes to you. And that means every time people use. So imagine maybe at first only 10 people use your app. Then slowly 200 people use your app. Then maybe 200,000 people use your app. So your money coming in, let's say every time the people use the app, maybe 2 cents will come in for you. So the more the people use, let's say 200,000 people use every day, that's a lot of money. 2 cents times 200,000, right?
Correct.
So that's how you make without spending. Actually, now you got a lot of coding kind of things you can start without spending money.
Itu tadi kakak-kakak di kelas 9 jawabannya. Jadi kalau memang mau buka bisnis yang bermodal kecil tapi mau untung besar gitu ya. Ya coba dipertimbang yaitu tadi tahapannya sama, tetap harus dicari permasalahannya dulu. Tapi kalaupun mau buka bisnis, coba cari bisnis yang tidak membutuhkan modal besar dalam investasinya. Ataupun kalau memang membutuhkan modal besar, kakak harus pintar-pintar mencari partnernya, investornya gitu ya. Jadi mungkin ada orang yang mau invest, mungkin kakak punya ide, kakak punya punya skill. Nah, kakak butuh modal nih, cari orang yang bisa memodali, gitu, kerjasama. Nah, nanti bagi hasil, bisa seperti itu, gitu ya. Jadi tadi contohnya juga dikasih dari Gojek, gitu, kerjasama dengan aplikasinya, dengan ininya, gitu. Mungkin di awal-awal waktu orang-orang ini kita belum dapat untung, tapi semakin banyak orang menggunakan, semakin ini yang konsumennya, maka lama kelamaan kalau memang bisnis kita itu banyak orang yang pakai, maka profitnya baru akan dapat seperti itu. Dan ini berkaitan dengan pertanyaan yang berikutnya. Next questions about business, Mr. Syam.
Okay.
Maybe in business we have some problem, we bankrupt or some trouble about finance or about a partner. How to maintain our consistency, to be consistent in running business?
Okay. I think one of the things that we teach our students is also whether you want to do the business alone, yourself, or with a partner. Then we also tell them that if you have a partner, many things can go wrong and can be right. With a partner, let's say you got to invest money. Let's say you must buy something, right? Let's say it costs 200,000 rupiah. Then each one, let's say you got 2 partners, each one come out with 100,000 rupiah. So can share, right? So you can share the cost, not one person bear the cost. But the partner, the problem is, let's say one partner becomes greedy. After a while, they say, okay, I want all the money myself. Why you take so much? I do all the work. Then it becomes a problem. Then of course, it can lead to bankruptcy and all that. Because if one partner wants more, then the other partner don't want to give, then it becomes money problem. Then you cannot pay back the money to the people you buy from. Then the banks will come after you, and then it becomes bankrupt. That's a problem. That's a real problem. Also, many startup, before you actually start up, think through all the problems first, because always start small. If you got a small community to try out with, start with a small number of people for your business solution. See whether it works. Then ask the people, what is the problem you encountered with what I'm doing? Ask them what's the problem they face. Then try to address. Maybe some people say, very hard to assess your app, very unfriendly, so difficult. So you can make it easier. Maybe the payment must link up with a bank, so it's easy. they press some numbers, pay already. No need to put in so many things. Right? So ask your people, then modify the app, then make it big. So always start small. And choose a good partner. Your good partner, you must choose carefully.
Oke.
Right?
Baik, itu tadi kakak di kelas 9 gitu ya. Jadi kalau untuk membuka bisnis, menjalankan bisnis, kita harus perhitungkan dari awal. Gitu. Permasalahan-permasalahan yang mungkin akan timbul kalau kakak mendirikan sendiri atau menjalankan sendiri atau dengan partner, maka silakan diperhitungkan dari awal. Kira-kira nanti permasalahan yang akan timbul bagaimana? Oh kalau begini bagaimana? Kalau nanti temannya misalnya ngambil keuntungan sendiri, nggak fair, itu bagaimana? Nah, jadi kakak harus pertimbangkan itu baik-baik dari awal supaya tidak terjadi permasalahan-permasalahan di berikutnya. Nah, karena permasalahan-permasalahan dalam bisnis itu insya Allah akan tetap ada ya. Namanya itu ujian dalam menjalankan titah Rasulullah berdagang gitu ya, apapun yang ini kan. Jadi tetap ada ujiannya. Nah, untuk menjaga konsistensinya itu pertimbangan di awalnya harus benar-benar tepat, harus baik. Niatan membuka bisnisnya juga harus baik. Jadi dikala ada masalah, ada kendala di tengah, kembali tengok niatan di awal tadi apa. Apa niatan kita membuka bisnis? Mau jadi orang sukses kah? Atau mau coba-coba atau gimana? Nah itu menjadi tolak ukur kita. Jadi kalau hanya coba-coba biasanya kalau ada masalah ya udah. Gitu. Tapi kalau ya udahnya itu maksudnya berhenti, give up, nggak coba lagi. Tapi kalau yang benar-benar pengen merubah nasib, pengen jadi lebih baik, ketika ada masalah, kemudian ingat niat di awal, maka bisa terus konsisten gitu, bisa bangkit lagi. Ya. Jadi nggak give up langsung, tapi bisa terus give better effort, terus kasih usaha yang lebih keras lagi, ikhtiar yang lebih besar lagi, lebih baik lagi, dievaluasi gitu ya, untuk bisa menjadikan usaha-usaha ininya lebih baik lagi. Baik, Masya Allah, pertanyaannya banyak tentang bisnis ya, tentang entrepreneur, tentang usaha dan sebagainya. Now, Mr. Shami, it's already 14:50 in Indonesia. Maybe this is last question in this session, Mr. Sham.
Can no worries.
Yeah. As the researcher in, maybe we lack in language, but English. In English language, we have weakness to present our result in study. Maybe we have a conclusion, or maybe we have a result about some studies. And when we want to present in international forum, we have a lack of language. And maybe you can give us some tips. The tips to present in better way, efficiently, when we present in English in international forum, our research.
Oh, okay. How to present better? I think you need to. We can use technology, things like presentation skills. You can just Google in YouTube. Okay. Right, they will teach you some good presentation skills. But if you want to present science results in international forum, I think there are also some in YouTube. Go and Google for that. Because science, there's a certain steps that you need to follow when you present. So I think presenting in English shouldn't be a big problem. Yeah, if you just practice for it. Yeah, get somebody. I think before we go for international forum, present to your friends, see how it is. Then present to a bigger group, get the feedback, see what else can be improved. Present to your teachers, get the feedback, see what else they say to add, and then present at the international forum. I think that will help because you need to present a few times. So by presenting a few times, you get better confidence. Then you get the feedback from the participant. improve your presentation each time. So improve until when you go to international presentation, it should be okay, should be fine. So don't do the international presentation first time. That means you never present anywhere before then go to international. Oh, that's troublesome. Also ask people to ask you questions, right? Yeah, because when you go international presentation, people surely ask you a lot of questions.
Okay.
You must be able to answer. That's another skill. And experts will always be there in this field that you're presenting. So they will be the ones asking questions. So you must be prepared to answer difficult questions.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are the things that you need at international presentation.
Okay, thank you. Jadi pertanyaan terakhir tadi yang Bapak tanyakan ke Mr. Syam, abang-abang dan kakak-kakak yang ada di Zoom maupun yang di YouTube ya. Gimana kalau suatu saat nanti kita akan mengadakan atau meneliti, membuat sebuah penelitian yang bukan hanya tentang Indonesia, tapi sesuatu isu yang mungkin bisa kita presentasikan di forum internasional. Jadi nanti audiensnya bukan hanya orang-orang lokal saja, bukan orang Tanjung Pinang, bukan orang Batam saja, tapi mungkin ya di depan orang-orang sekelas Mr. Syam, maybe ya dari Singapura, dari Malaysia, dari Thailand, atau yang dari manapun, dari luar negeri, yang jadi audiensnya. Nah, tipsnya bagaimana? Biasanya kita itu kan yang masih memiliki kekurangan di bahasa, khususnya bahasa Inggris, karena forum internasional itu biasanya kita gunakan adalah bahasa-bahasa Inggris. Jadi yang pertama memang googling gitu ya, coba cari contoh-contoh orang mempresentasikan di forum internasional itu seperti apa, banyak-banyak. Jadi literasi kita itu bukan hanya baca, tapi juga lihat video-video, mungkin orang-orang yang sudah berhasil mempresentasikan dengan baik. Karena di dalam mempresentasikan suatu hasil riset itu juga ada beberapa steps yang harus diikuti gitu. Kemudian setelah itu kira-kira kita sudah memiliki kemampuan berbahasa Inggrisnya, coba kita coba-coba dulu sama teman. Jadi presentasi itu nggak tiba-tiba langsung di forum gitu ya, nggak tiba-tiba langsung dalam kapasitas besar, tapi coba dulu kecil-kecil sama teman sekamar, teman sekelas gitu. Nah, setelah itu nanti coba naik ke level guru. Nanti kalau udah agak ini lagi, coba nanti di forum yang lebih besar, baru ke yang internasional forum gitu. Jadi jangan baru jadi risetnya langsung ke forum, langsung di forum internasional. Wah itu kalau ini bisa dibilang kayak bunuh diri gitu. Karena kita bakal nge-freeze di sana, kita bakal beku, kita nggak tahu mau ngapain, bisa gagal total. Dan perlu satu skill penting yang perlu diinikan, karena di sana akan banyak expert. Jadi di luar itu luar biasa orang tertariknya dengan sebuah seminar gitu ya. Jadi yang hadir-hadir itu memang benar-benar orang yang pengen tahu. Jadi ketika kita mempresentasikan hasil penelitian kita tentang apapun, beda dengan di sini gitu ya. Mungkin kalau kita, ayo siapa yang mau bertanya, itu masih nunggu beberapa menit dulu baru ada yang nanya. Gitu. Tapi kalau di luar biasa, atensinya itu luar biasa gitu ya. Ketika sudah selesai ada sesi tanya jawab, itu udah perebutan dan pertanyaannya luar biasa. Nah, skill untuk menjawab pertanyaan-pertanyaan sulit itulah yang perlu dilatih. Gitu ya. Jadi banyak persiapan, mudah-mudahan kedepannya kita bisa bukan hanya meneliti, tapi bisa mempresentasikan di depan orang-orang hebat, bukan hanya yang kelas nasional, tapi juga internasional. Okay, that's all, Mr. Syam. Our discussion today. Sorry for disturbing your time.
No worries. It's very good discussion. I enjoyed what the students were asking.
Okay.
Friends,
thank
you.
You can open your mic.
Yeah.
Okay, you can open your microphone and say hello to Mr. Syam. Say thank you to Mr. Syam.
Hello and thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Syam.
Thank you, Mr. Syam.
Thank you.
Our students from Green Islamic Junior High School. maybe next time we'll see you again, Mr. Shah, as
Okay,
a great
take care.
speaker. And thanks a lot for your information, for your tips, for your
Thank
time.
you.
Sorry for
Bye-bye.
some mistake. And see you next time, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.